Oh no. Hello. I'm just going to put the Wi-Fi on. That'll help. Oh, it is on. Madness. Don't normally have this sort of prep. Good morning and welcome to the 21st Sunday morning coffee, which is quite the achievement. As always, I will wait for people to arrive and I'll get settled and start preening. I've got a lot to talk about and some stuff to show, and story time with Annie. Got some books. And the mug of the day is this enormous bowl which has some cool Halloween doggos. I'm at a friend's house and they've been looking after me this weekend and making sure I'm warm and providing me with Wi-Fi, which is excellent. Thank you very much. My house is all cold and sad at the moment, so and like, all I did yesterday was type and graphic edit to get all the last stuff finished for the Kickstarter. So it was nice to be able to do it somewhere warm with other people. I've managed to get my own hair in my coffee. It's good. No, it's not. Yeah, just getting all settled. I found out there's a button that gives me a weird face glow, so that seems to be working. Good morning, everyone who has just appeared. The Kickstarter's doing alright, isn't it? I've actually got a laptop set up there, so I can actually see stuff. I can see the time, I won't need to bother you. So we're on 14,069. I think we're on 10 on Friday. So yeah, that's pretty nuts. Which is good, because I had planned for a late surge, so it would have sucked if I hadn't. Yeah, a bowl of coffee. So we've unlocked, I've put the mega pledges up, which are the all of everything. Then there's a smaller one which is all metal and less of the silly things. So if you just want female minis, but you can also add bits to that. So if you do want, all of the metal but maybe just the chickens, you can add that onto it. So it just means that the pledge difference isn't 55 and then what is it, like 225, so it's something in the middle, but you still get a nice sort of bundle saving. So morning everyone. Morning Louis. Good morning. I am extremely hyped for the vegetable monstrosities. Yes, so am I. If I'd been at the office, I could have brought them to show you, which is a shame because I won't be able to, but you can confirm that they are monstrosities. I have a telephone meeting with two fat laddies first thing tomorrow. I have more on that in a moment. And I have Rob McFarlane, the dispatch rider dude, is coming over this afternoon, which is incredible of him because because that means that so my brain's going woo woo. Yes, it's a Sunday. It's not an official work day, but in the war games industry, it kind of is, but also not. But because it ends today, Rob's come in to bring those final prints over for the dispatch riders, so I'm really appreciative of that. So he's off playing a game and then coming to mine, so I've got to get home from here, obviously. And then I get to show you those before the campaign ends, so that's the whole 2 packs, like, totally finished. Yes. So, I don't know where to start, really. There's quite a lot of news. I was waiting for a chunk of you to appear, and a chunk of you have appeared. I'm in a different environment. I'm like, oh, is this unusual? Yeah, thanks again to my friends who have looked after me this weekend and basically kept me warm and fed me wine and food while I've just been on the computer constantly, so my eyes are dead. Just doing it. It's mad how long it takes. So yesterday was just adding all those graphics, adding all the extra add-ons and stuff, and then I don't even know, what was I doing? Right, in the update, spamming it around. Today is another day of heavy spamming, so I'm going to do that after this. I'm going to continue spamming around those forums. If you can help, that's great. Facebook's algorithms are terrible at the moment. Oh, I can see that, kids. Pretty nuts. So if you do a share, if you can just write something with it, just like, these are really cool, then people will see it. If you just share, they don't show anyone, so I'll see that I've got loads of shares but nobody's actually seen it, which is just rubbish, and that's Facebook's fault, not yours, so I appreciate that. And yeah, any way you see it shared, just post like these look cool or something, and that bumps it up, so that makes a really big difference. Likes and likes on Facebook and Twitter don't really do anything anymore. It's the same with Twitter, if you can just retweet. I'm going to chuck a load of different images up today, so it's different images that can be shared around, so it's not people just seeing the same thing. So hopefully I can get them on various bits and bobs. I'm going to slurp from this bowl. If I put it there, it'll look enormous. Look at that dog. We should do that as a sculpt. What else? I've got to say, I've got the Kickstarter here, so I can scroll it. So 14,069. We've got the vehicles. And again, I was off ill on Friday when I was supposed to bring the trucks and the riders, some of the casts home, and I haven't, so I'm sorry about that. But I have done some videos previously on the Facebook. So if you go down there, you'll be able to see some, well, after you've watched this, of course. There's also some photos, video of some of the casts that have come in of the Land Army. So, sorry, I'm erming a lot today. The Land Army. The casters have managed to get the lady holding a pig as one piece, which is super, super cool, because we wasn't sure about it for a while. But they've managed to do it, so that's really nice. Because we always try, with this sort of stuff, we try and aim to be as one piece as possible. You can't always do it, and if you were some of them that you could, but then you'd sacrifice a cool mini. But I always want them to be as simple as possible, so that people that are new to the hobby can use them, or if you're just buying them as a display piece, because some people just sort of ink them up and have them as ornaments. So if you've got to glue bits, that's a whole other thing. So I'm really, really chuffed that they've managed to get the lady holding the pig as one piece, which is ace. Go Louis, that's really cool. So we've got those, we've got the horse of course. And Desculptor Alan has all of those blanks that I showed off, if you saw that in an update, so all the like torsos and stuff, so he's working on them. I don't know if we'll have anything else from him, but again it's weekend, so I'm going to leave him alone because I've been working him to death. So we may get some more, we may not, but the bonus of having the pledge manager in January is that there's anything you're not sure about, because it sounds good but you'd like to see the sculpts. It means that when I do put the pledge manager up, all the sculpts will be ready, so you'll have a much easier idea. So it does mean that if you've kind of gone in, say for some stuff, and then you see all of it, then you go, actually I'd like to go for the mega bundle pledge. You can just up it and do that in the pledge manager, so that's cool. Obviously I want you to pledge as much as you can while it's on now, but oh, loads of funds up here and there. So put what you can in now. I don't want to dissuade you from like, oh, it's okay, I'll just put it in January. But if you really are struggling or not sure, then it's okay. The world will not end. I accept no responsibility if the world ends over Christmas. A few people were asking how to manage their pledge, so if they just want bits and bobs, or so you change the amount, you just look at the number, make a note somewhere for yourself, or use your memory. So make a note. So that means that you just give me the total, so the money will be taken out tonight, in theory. They try for 2 weeks, so sometimes if people don't have money in their account, or there's some errors or something, the next 2 weeks is Kickstarter taking the cash. So the money you put down today is like the definite money that comes out. But you don't need to worry about telling me what you need yet, it's just the total. So if you're currently on £1 and thinking, say I'd like some lumberjills and some hero dogs, just manage your pledge up to £22 and then say we'll sort that afterwards. And it helps us unlock some of the last few things, because I want it kind of tempted to put an extra unlock on. It's the girl guides, because some people were chatting in the comments about it, and they were the ones that I sort of winced as I took them off the stretch pool. We're doing well, so let's have a look. So we unlocked, did we unlock Annie at 13? Let's have a look at the updates. Oh no, the whole thing. So as I come watch Annie live, look at her own Kickstarter. I had to tighten up the stretch pool, because now that the large pledges are in, where from that point everything's added in free, it has to be a bit tighter, because Obviously I can't add another 10 packs after that, no matter how well the Kickstarter goes, because I'd be giving loads away at a loss, which would then turn into one of those Kickstarters where you've all seen them, where you just look at it and go, how can they do that? You know, and they're like, hey, we've just about hit our target, so you can have twice as much. You know, they haven't costed that. So, you know, I want to make it so you get a good deal, but also so I can actually fulfill the Kickstarter. So I costed in these stretch goals. So it's the Lindy Hop dancing vignette, Red Cross nurses, SOE Annie, and some, oh, my throat's a bit crackly, and some gas mask heads. So oh, I see, I've put them there. So I have been staring at this Kickstarter so much, my eyes are going to fall out of my head. Morning, everyone who has just joined. Just looking at what we've got left. Cool, so, oh yes, I see what, yes. So we've unlocked the dancing vignette at 13 grand. And then it only seems fair to have unlocked the Red Cross at 14. So it should be a grander stretch goal now, I reckon. So, so dancing vignette, that's what I'll be doing this morning then. I still haven't settled, so I want to do 2 dancers, 2 women. So one is in an ATS uniform and another is in a civilian dress and in some sort of really cool dancing, you know, dancing thingy. But the difficulty is I really want it to be a one piece, again, because the people who would just want to buy it to have it that aren't modelers or gamers. So I did spend some time going through different poses and sending them to the caster who was going, nope, 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 maybe. There's one that's on a maybe that I do really like, so I'm going to have a double check. Welcome to send me freezes of various dances, but only in the next couple hours because it will be too late otherwise. Don't send me them next week when I see you sent me a better one than I've actually done. That'd suck. But it'll be cool. So it'll be that sort of slight twist on that traditional man-woman dance thingy. So they're unlocked. Awesome. Cool. They're the ones I was really excited about. Marty, once I've decided today, I've got Marty on board to scribble till his heart's content. Scribble. He's going to do the artwork for those 2 just to show you, because it's going to be such a beautiful piece. They're just going to be sketches like the others, but his sketches are fantastic. So if it goes wild sort of today even, I might put a fully painted version as another stretch goal at the end or something like that. I'll strip this. We unlocked SOE Annie, which I'm pleased with. That was one of Marty's, he just drew her. I guess she's a mini now. So Annie Norman was the greatest fictional SOE agent in history. She used a team of specially trained guinea pigs to alert her in advance of approaching Gestapo while she relayed urgent messages back to Britain, which is based on a true story. As my door was broken, well, it just wasn't working, it wasn't broken into, not too long ago, and the key dude couldn't come out till the morning, so I had to sleep with the door unlocked. So I put together a Home Alone style burglar alarm. On hindsight, I should have really insisted that they sorted the door out at night. But I've got the massive tub of guinea pig food, so I propped that up against the inner door. You may say, but the noise of that tipping over wouldn't alert you to wake up, an intruder. No, but all of the food spilling across the floor would then set off the secondary alarm, which would be all the guinea pigs losing their mind. So that would be the alarm that would wake me up and confuse a burglar as to the woo. And even if they tried to chase them to go shush, then they'd weep even louder. So a guinea pig alarm is actually a good idea. Especially, yeah, you could train them as well. So when they hear the fridge, basically, they squeak. But it could be that if they hear footsteps or something in particular, a door open, then they'd squeak, and that'd be enough time for me to fold up my briefcase and pretend I was doing something else, not relaying messages back. So now you've all got to add it, so we need to your pledge, that's the only way. Morning all, morning Mike, thanks for the unboxing of the Bofas. You're welcome to put a little link in there. I double checked it yesterday. I shared it round after you posted, and then I thought, I hope it's good. It better not say that it sucks. And it doesn't, so that's good. Why would it say it sucks? It's always that fear when someone does a blog or an unboxing, like, oh, please don't be the one in a million that had a problem. And it wasn't, yes. Excellent. I'm at a strange angle here. I'm kind of hiding my face. What else have I got? So yes, Dancing Vignettes unlocked. That's going to be £8, and it's one that may go up afterwards as well. So if you want it, put it in. The RRPs on there, none of them are set. So I never do the whole, at retail it'll be this, but during the Kickstarter it's this, because I don't entirely know yet at retail. So they either are the same or they'll go up, but I make sure it's so they won't go down, because that'd suck if you paid more at Kickstarter. That doesn't make any sense. But I can't make a strong, because I don't want to say, oh, this will be £10 at retail, and then actually get it all made. I think I could sell it for £8, because that would be lying too. So most of them just have it'll probably cost more afterwards. The bikes are one that I reckon. The kits, the Matador, which I called a Matlock for some reason. The Matadors are on a special pre-price from Sarissa, which is ace as well. So if you get them, you'll save some money by putting them through the Kickstarter. Thank you, Sarissa. So they're only £7.50, which is mad, and they're really nice. Especially the oil tank is really good. We've got the Queens. The Queen's going to be fixing a wheel. She'll fit with that kit, but she can also fit with loads of different kits as well. I assume wheel heights aren't too crazy, and even if it's a bit off, it still should look cool. The drivers you get with the unlock as well. So we've got one, morning mother, one where they're driving along, another one where she's going to be holding the wheel but have her arm out the side. And that will form a diorama with the Queen, so she'll be leaning out the window going, are you finished with sorting that wheel out yet? And the Queen's like, I'm just sorting it. And the Queen mum is going to be there holding her fur coat in all her Queen, well, she is the Queen at the time, so it is Princess Elizabeth who is sorting the wheel out. But the Queen, who was then the Queen mum, is going, that is a lovely job fixing the wheel there that you're doing. And that'll be a whole nice little set, but they don't have to go together as well, so that's always a bonus. So that's exciting. Rob doesn't know he's doing that yet, so when he comes over later, so I'm going to convert, I think, I'm going to give him a truck as well. I think the gunners for the Beauforts, I think they'll be easily converted into sitting in the chair, because they're already in that sort of position. They'll be cut off at the stump, so I think it's sort of like probably just after the knee they'll be cut off, but they'll be made to fit that vehicle. But I'm assuming that a lot of the Sarissa vehicles are the same in the seat, so you can put them in lots of different vehicles, and probably in other manufacturers as well. And they might need, you know, sort of shaving down around the knees and stuff, but there's only so many ways you could sculpt a chair, so that's quite exciting. They're going to be WAF. At one point I was going to do ATS because the Queen's in the ATS fixing the wheel, but there's no reason why there can't be a crossover. In my mind I was like, all the WAFs have to be together, all the Rents, and like, no, they're all just various service people. So the Queen, ATS Queen's fixing a WAF truck, and the WAF is the Women's Auxiliary Air Force, so yes, that's exciting. Bear with me. What else do I have? Oh yeah, so we're on 14 grand. Oh, it's gone up again, hee. And that means we've unlocked something else, which is the nurses, which I haven't done any prep for. So that is also what today Annie's going to be doing. So I've put, what did I put? Ooh. Pledges. So the Red Cross nurses are unlocked. So that's 3 of them for a tenner. And they're going to be in, I don't know, maybe just sort of doing various stuffage. I don't think I'm going to do any mini dioramas with them, not like the field medic, because they could also be used in the, well, as versatile as possible. So I'm going to be looking them up. I've got a little book with me. I could very briefly show you what they're going to look like. And yes, I can tell you, oh, there's so many good pictures. I was talking to the 2 fat lardies, well, one of the fat lardies, Rich, this morning, and I will read out what he sent me. Not all of it though, because he's a sweary man. But he is currently on a 25-page free supplement, which everyone's going to get, which you can use for all of our miniatures. How cool is that? There's scenarios and rules, and I'll read out what he's wipe it over. So currently we have the Quains, which are these medics. Morning, Philip. Nice to see you. So then we've got. Sorry, I'm just sketching through this. Oh, they don't have it in this book. How dare they? I'm looking for the Red Cross. Oh, the wards. This sort of get up. So, yes. Free supplement. How cool is that? It's just a PDF. Just a PDF. It's a free downloadable PDF. And I'll do something that makes sure that backers get it before other people or something like that, just to be cool. And it's going to have lots of rules. It's not just rules for my miniatures, it's rules for men. There's men rules in there as well. But it means you can put your dad's army and whatever home defence stuff you've already got into that, which makes more sense rather than a game that's all just women. That'd be a bit odd. Like a game that was all men would be just odd. Due to the bowl-like nature of this, it's going cold quicker, so I'm strapping. Yes, the Red Cross nurses have been unlocked, so you can add them to your pledge for £10, and I'll have some descriptions and or sketches by the end of the day as well, so you get more of an idea. Which means, at 15,000, it is gas mask heads. I'm happy to swap around. Gas mask heads, gas mask heads first. Come on, Annie, you did a budget. Right? So the gas mask heads, because I wanted to do gas mask variants of like everything, that's a whole other thing, isn't it? Because you couldn't gas mask all of it. But I thought if I do gas mask heads, then my models don't come with separate heads, but it's pretty easy to do a decapitation and sort of flop them around. Jane is here and says, hello Annie, she's decorating the tree and fighting the cats off. Hi Jane! Annie's Sunday morning shout outs. Gas mask heads, yeah, so I'm thinking a couple different styles of gas mask with, I'm going to call them female gas mask heads, but it's long hair basically, showing so they go up to here, don't they, and then with the straps over long hair. I wonder if there's any in here in this book. I've only got 2 books in front of me. It's a very quick look. I don't think I've got any references here. But what do you think about that? So then they could be chopped and put on anything, so they could be put on the civilians. And not on the kids because they'd probably be too big, but I don't know. No, there's no gas mask pictures in this one. Because I do actually want to do a separate evacuee gas mask pack. Basically, the better this goes, and depending on how sorry, how well the pledge manager goes, then it means that if that has quite a boof, it won't be Kickstarter related because that'll all be getting dealt with. But maybe a few months after that's been released, I can have a few more little releases for the home front, which would be nice. Get the pun, little releases, because it's evacuees. Oh yeah, balls. I've got some evacuee blanks that I haven't taken into account on these unlocks. So the main pack, they're just going to be sort of stood there and they're like, I'm going to go on the train. But I have got some sitting evacuees. I might throw them in. Because I definitely want to have a child sadly eating a frozen lollipop, which is actually a carrot. Do I have that in this book? I love this. Look at this lady. She's already on it. She's playing Sea Lion already. That's all her Sarissa kits she's got there. I really wanted to do barrage balloons, but they're just going to be enormous. It's not going to work. If anyone has tips, I think John Howell with the amazing board has got some, so I'd be interested in a little tutorial to share with people on how to make your own. I think this book's got girl guides in. Yes. Oh, there's brownies. Oh, that's true. Yeah, there's a gas mask. I've had plans since I launched the company to get into the head market and do loads of different styles of heads, but I don't know why I've not quite got there. So this could be my break into it. Gas mask heads, that is a good idea. Yeah, I'm gonna have a little look at my projection for today. Maybe do gas mask heads at 14.5 and maybe Girl Guides or something else at 15. I really want to get to 16. That was my personal goal. Is there a sketcher info on the single person shelters? Yes, I will be putting them up. I spent hours on that update yesterday, and by the end I was just like, yep, they're coming afterwards. I need to stand up. My arse was like melded to the sofa. I've got some photos. Angeli might have one if she's watching still. I have a photo of her peeping out, or peeping into one, because they have them at, what's it? I have them peeping, I have a picture of Angeli peeping into one. And she is going to be a miniature. So the pack of 2 is one, yeah, they're just like little people-sized cones with a door. That's the point, I need to prod Rob about that. And then he's going to be doing those. And one with, yeah, just her sort of peeping out going, is the bombing finished yet? So I need to contact Angeli and get some references from her, because it's going to be based on her, so she gets to choose her clothes and hair and all that sort of stuff. So that's exciting. I really like those ancient medieval heads she did a few years back. Yes, that's possibly why I haven't got into heads. This is a strange sad story. I'll just have a little sip first. As people are getting more and more used to seeing renders, watching in the bath. Oh, Angeli. Angeli got her job and she's going to be moving to Nottingham really soon. So if you enjoyed the chaos when she was on stream last week with me, I reckon there'll be a little more of that. Yeah, those heads, I really like them, but everyone's so used to seeing digital stuff where it's entirely perfect and zoomed in. So I absolutely loved these heads. Mark Evans sculpted them, and I made the error of not putting them up small, so I tend to put my files up quite small so people can't blow them up, because, you know, they're only like heads, they're only that big. But I hadn't, and Beast of War put them on and they come up on the screen like this, and you can see every imperfection, which just don't exist because they're this big. So it's really zoomed in. So if the eye is sort of like ever so slightly, utter fraction of a millimetre or whatever, then it goes. So the first comment on there was someone going, it looks like sloth. And then they were like, these heads are rubbish, worst heads I've ever seen. So I never officially released them, because it was back when I was sad, because I'd go, okay, I've just put my money and heart into these, but apparently they suck. So I took them off. Whereas now, I just be like, screw you. So it means I've got them, and I've got some really nice paint, and they're lovely. They're really nice heads. But it's just soured, because then they weren't utterly micro perfect. So yeah, I've noticed that a bit with my minis and other hand sculpted minis in general now, that people are so used to seeing these perfect renders, but they're big. And, you know, a render that looks lovely is not necessarily going to be a nice mini. And a mini that when you look at it zoomed in because it's in green stuff and you think, ew, it's actually really lovely at that scale. So yeah, my little head rant. It made me rage quit making heads. I was like, okay, fine, so suck. What else? Oh, barrage balloons from Wings of War, yes. Underscale, pretty big, yeah, they need me to be exact. So yeah, I've got my own photographs of the shelter, so I'll put that on. And yeah, I reckon gas mask heads. I'll have a little look at it, and I'll probably put them on for 14.5. Let's see. What else do I have? I've got other stuff to tell you. I'll read out, before we go to our overtime section, I'll read out what Rich said about the Two Fat Lardies rules. So 25 pages. I'll be damned. Oh, I just saw Angeli's hosted a watch party. Where are we? Oh, I've been invited to the North Star Christmas Frostgrave game as well, so I need to get my Frostgrave out. That's next week. Looking forward to a little bit of relaxing, because it's been very tough lately. Right, where is he? Rich. So just find Rich. Oh, it's weird. I can see my own face on there. Let's not look at my own face. So Rich has said. There was a lot of talk about fried breakfasts, that's what I've got to scroll through. So, this is his rough version. He said, here's some info. Homefront supplement in PDF. Stats for Home Guard / LDV plus other irregular forces raised from local community, land army, etc. Weapons such as shotguns, improvised weapons. 3 scenarios, including Dispatch Rider. The message must get through. That's amazing. Hold the bridge with the Bofors in action. And then he says, dinner plate mines, milk churn mines, roadblocks, bunkers, pikes, improvised mortars, grenade launchers, antique cannons, home guard flamethrowers, anti-parachute measures, local characters, land army, women's home guard, auxiliaries, boy scouts, ATS, SOE, tank hunters, and villainous vicars. So once he's got that all together, I may add post Kickstarter some of the brain is gone now. Mother of pigeons. That's me. Yeah, so some of those sort of other bits like the milk churn mines and things, I think post Kickstarter I'm going to work on and just add them in afterwards because yeah, all that stuff that'll tie in, that'll be quite nice. Is the Too Fat Lardy stuff picking up the unofficial Home Guard list? Pat has been working on it. I do not know. Pat may be able to tell you. What have we got there? Yeah, Mike Tong says, I spend half of my time in 3D putting in detail that can never be seen in print so that people can zoom in on the computer and be happy. Villainous vicars. Shut up and take my money. I don't have any vicars. But I will afterwards. Again, so I get a wave of cash from this, from the Kickstarter. This Kickstarter is no profit. It's not officially non-profit, but there's no profit from this because it's just going to pay for it to be produced. But if I get a lot in the Pledge Manager afterwards, which I'm hoping for because it'll be New Year, so some people that might have put a small amount in the New Year, they may put. So that'll be a second wave of cash. So once I've got everything produced and there's some left over, I'm probably going to do a few little extra bits, but we shall see. But they won't be added in the Pledge Manager because I did that with the Amazons and it confused everyone, so I won't. Oh, this is getting cold here. What else has he said? Yes, so he says, the draft at present is 25 pages and that's before images and scenarios. Can you provide photos of painted toys to slip in? Oh yes. So John, but also any of you, if you've got some pictures of my miniatures or even just some of your home guardy type stuff, can you send them to me? Email is best, and just put that it's okay to be used in with the Lardy's rules and they may go in the book. Especially, yeah, I may favour you more if it's got some bad Squiddo in there. But I'll also obviously get some of the new stuff over too, because it'd be nice to have some pretty pictures, wouldn't it? And then he talks about breakfasts, and I think that was it. Yeah, so speaking to him in the morning, just scrolling through all his abuse. Oh yeah, and he's doing rules for the Wrens as well. So basically, all the minis are gonna have rules. So when you go, oh, these are cool, but what shall I do with it? You can play it in Chain of Command. But as well, a few people have pointed out that it fits with the Fallout aesthetic. Not officially to be. I actually didn't know much about Fallout, to be fair, but people just keep going, I'm going to use this for Fallout. Like, oh, cool. So there's that. There's Very British Civil War. Loads of different pulp, because a lot of the civilians and things, they fit into lots of different eras. Things like Cthulhu has been pointed out as well. All sort of, yeah, that era type stuff. Modern for some of it. And yeah, post-apocalyptic in general. There's a lot of uses, and some of them are just so nice you need to have them. So, oh, thanks John. Planning a game for both Partisan shows. John, as a reward, is getting some miniatures early. Sort of as I get them, I think I'm going to ship you some in little batches, because then you can put them on the table, which will look really nice. Milk churn mines are fab. Just remember, always address your table with lots of bits and bobs, and Jerry will be totally paranoid at every street corner and driveway. Amazing. There's some girl guides displaying potatoes. I need to look up more about girl guides. But oh, look at that. This is what I want to do with the crate. The cart. So we've got I put the Sarissa cart into the add-ons. If you haven't had a look, go have another look at the Kickstarter, because there's so much been added. I'm just gonna obsessively check, see if it's gone up. Oh, it has gone up. Yes. Could you introduce your cup? I know at a friend's house it's their cup, but they've got a whole set of them. They're pretty cool, but it is a bowl, so it means it's gone a bit cold. So. What was I about to show you? Yeah. So I've put the Sarissa cart in the add-ons, and you can put that on the back of the land army. So I've got the horse with the woman on top and the leader pulling her along, and then you can put the cart on the back, chuck some of the other figures in there. I'm gonna play around with some guinea pig hay and put it on. So I'm just doing a little click through here. But I will be heading off shortly, so if there's anything you want to ask. Oh, banana guy! Check that out. I know it's in reverse. When can I have a banana again? I'm aiming to do a Chain of Command scenario book for Andy Johnson's Silo Nord as well. Germans invade by east coast of Yorkshire. Ooh. Do you remember our figures, Mag? What's we got? There's Potato Pete. What a guy. Yay, thanks Angeli, that's amazing. Now I'm just looking through the book. Annie reads the book, but without showing you it. Oh, there's some Ward sisters. That's what I want for that thing that's just unlocked. Some of these. So I need to be looking at that. Yeah, it will be nice to have a little break. Oh, there's Daddy with Christmas gone. That might make its way into the evacuees. Yes. Sweet. Yes, I shouldn't read this. I brought this with me because I quickly wanted to show you the Scottish, you know, the main ATS pack that's in the starter pledge. It says there's going to be a woman in a kilt as the officer. I wanted to briefly show you her. It's hard because there's some really good photos and I can't use them in the Kickstarter because of the copyright issues. That's why there's some like weird grubby pics or just ones that aren't as good. But you can't stop me on the stream. So, where's that ATS woman? So this is the one that's going to be leading. Where are you? There's your kilt. What's there? There! Scottish Command Officer. So she's going to be the leader. Isn't she cool? Possibly use cart as German Russian supply cart. Yep, there's loads of uses for them, and I'm really excited. And I'm chuffed it's gone up. Let me just look at the dashboards here. The dashboard's like some crazy disco at the moment. So when it goes up, you get a green, and when it goes down, you get a red, because it's the last day. You get a mixture of people going, oh, must up my pledge, and then people going, oh, must drop out. So it's like that. But it's on the rise, so that's ace. Oh, we haven't any dropouts whilst I've been streaming. Woo woo! Yeah, some new people. Obviously can't read out people's pledges, but we've had a few new people in the last few minutes and some increases, so thank you very much. And yes, so I will head off now. I'm sure there was stuff I was going to talk about. I was going to show you some chickens, but you've seen them before. I'll do another little video later. So that's the coop. And yes, I didn't do a video. Oh, I did do a video on the pigeons. So, thank you very much. I'm sure there's something massive I forgot, but any idea how long we'll run today? No, I'm gonna go. If you've got any ideas, send them over or post them on the Kickstarter page. I'm religiously refreshing the Kickstarter page, so I will see things there. And yeah, any sort of info or stuff. Lindy Hop dancing poses, that's what I'm going to be doing next once I've refilled this big coffee. And check out the Kickstarter if you have not already. Have a look around the internet. If there's anywhere I haven't posted it, if you could just post a link. The latest picture I put of the sort of collage, that's a really good one to share around. If you, oh, he's gone up. I was going to do an 8 o'clock live stream and be going, oh. So yeah. And I will do another update type thingy as well. I'm sure I'll probably do some more lives. I'll do another live later after Rob's been to show you the dispatch riders, so keep an eye out. And yeah, it's been a hell of a ride, isn't it? Yes. It is. I'm utterly exhausted. I've been running this one person is just so hard, especially as my Kickstarters get bigger and bigger. Doing that, managing Christmas post, and then being ill about 50% of the time, so everything's crammed into 50 and I'm just like, ah. But yeah, it's amazing. This has been my favourite project and I cannot wait to see them all existing and on the table, and especially on like John's really lovely table and all sorts of tables. And I'm really proud that we've made this happen, because it's obviously long overdue. And it's nice to see something you've put a lot of effort into pay off, because yeah, my house is just sort of books everywhere at the moment. So excellent. Thank you for coming, and I will see you all soon. Again, I'll do a live later as well, spoil you. Thank you and goodbye.